Hi everybody, it's RPG Grandma again. Like, subscribe, comment. All right, let's take a look at more player character info you need to know if you're going to play Arduin. Not just borrow stuff from it, but actually play it, which is our goal. All right, so we covered the races, which you choose first, remember, then you roll the stats. Okay, so the next thing we wanted to talk about was character and monster vision. Dwarves, elves, and half-orcs can see in the dark on the infrared spectrum. That's important because Arduin, Upper's Choice, is putting out a revised edition of Arduin soon. Into this year, beginning next year, somewhere in there. Some projected timeline. Of course, I want it right now. I want everything now. But no, they want to. They're working on getting it just right. So, infrared spectrum. Remember that. So that means you, in the dark, they can only see heat and the vestiges of heat, like maybe where somebody walked, but only for so long because it will cool down relatively quickly. So you can't like read in the dark unless those letters are projecting heat. You see what I'm saying? You can still only see so much. Hobbits and Amazons can see better in the dark than humans, but still need light to see well, like a cat. The usual nighttime vision range is approximately 60 feet for all except elves, where it is 90 feet. Elves have a 60% chance of hearing anything within 60 feet of themselves. Half-orcs, dwarves, hobbits, Amazons, and humans hear at a progressively 10% worse increment, humans having only a 10% chance of hearing anything within 60 feet. So there's your ideas about how difficult is it going to be for the different races to hear. Okay, something. Wearing a helmet or helm cuts the percentage by half. Whenever you encounter a magical monster, such as a dragon, Medusa, or gargoyle, figure that they can see in the dark like an elf. Other creatures, unless known to be nocturnal, like bears and wolves, can see in the dark much as hobbits do. Wherever there is any doubt, the GM makes the decision. All right, guys? So we have character classes. The warrior. The warrior is a basic adventure class, the most numerous. A warrior is a person that uses the battle skills to earn a living. Most warriors train 10 or more years, beginning at age 8, to become basic EL1, so experience level 1, which is what your character classes are starting for the most part, like in this basic setup. Unless, of course, you want to run that 0 level grinder. But there you go. And since you're adventuring, you're desperate, you are a mercenary. And ruffian. The mage. The mage starts at an even younger age, 6 or 7, than the warriors, and daily memorizes the spells he will be using. Mages usually have a few physical skills, but make up for it with their force of magic. They usually tend to be loners and egocentric in nature. However, they commonly accompany adventurers in order to obtain money and magical items to further their constant researches. It takes a lot to scare a mage. All right, guys. It gives you an idea what kind of personality types might play a mage. The priest. The priest grows up either in a seminary or church and is dedicated solely to his God. His goal is to spread the word of his God and to hopefully found new shrines and churches to said God. Thus, they travel with adventurers to lend healing rituals and to spread their good God's word, their God's word. They also try to gain wealth to build their new shrines and to contribute to their church's well-being and financial solvency. In fact, 30% of all they earn is tied to their church and sent directly to it. The higher their experience level, the less tolerant they become towards unbelievers. All right, some little tips on how to play the priest. The thief. The thief is one who's chosen to live by his wits as opposed to doing more mundane things. He usually grows up in a gang of street urchins, graduating to the Thieves' Guild around the age of 14 or so. He then studies the fine art of thievery. For another 3 or 5 years. During that time, he studies locks and traps and generally learns the rules laid down by the guild and society and of the penalties for being a clumsy thief. He accompanies adventurers to earn fame and loot and is the one who opens locked treasure chests, doors, and other enclosures. He almost never steals from his adventuring companions and will fight only if it's desperately necessary. Well, you know, I've adventured with thieves. They totally will steal from the adventuring party. That's trying to stop player versus player. Oh, I have stories there. Yeah. No, you shouldn't do stuff to your own party, but yeah, they do. The forester. The forester is someone who elects or is born to live the life away from the cities. It is they who patrol the borderlands and act as scouts for travelers and soldiers. Guide, scout, hunter, trapper, those are all parts of what makes up a forester. They accompany parties of adventurers simply because they desire to. Their main loyalty, however, is to the land. Finally, each class has 1 or 2 special attributes gained from their way of life. They are warriors. Add 1 point each to their constitution and strength. They also have a 20% chance of detecting ambushes and avoiding surprise. This increases 2% per experience level earned. Mages add 1 point each to their intelligence and ego. They also have a 10% chance of sensing things that are magical. This increases 3% per experience level earned. Priests add 1 mint. I think it's supposed to say point there. To their wisdom and have a 20% chance of sensing evil. This increases 2% per experience level earned. Thieves add 1 point each to their ability and dexterity. They also have a 30% chance of hiding in darkness and shadows. This increases 3% per experience level. Foresters add 1 point each to their constitution and agility. They also have a 30% chance of following any track or spoor. These both increase 3% per experience level earned. Next, you roll up your character statistics. So, race, what class you think you want to be, using parameters set forth in the next page. I totally get doing the race first. Because, you just don't know. I could see flipping the, rolling your stats and then looking over and see maybe what you would be best at. All right, alignment is a generalization of how your character will act In most situations, a chart can be used as a guideline as provided below. Chaotic, a character that doesn't care much for the rules and regulations, doing pretty much what he feels like when he feels like it. Neutral, a character that can take rules or leave them, but generally goes along with them for the sake of harmony with the world around him. Lawful, a character that likes order and the rule of law in his life. Rules and regulations make him happy and he feels content functioning within their framework. Amoral, a character that doesn't know right from wrong or understands laws. He will do what he wants regardless if it's legal or illegal, if he wants to do so. Good and evil. There are simplistic terms used to denote how a person will deal with other people within the context of his alignment. His ethics. Evil people do things to harm others. They lie, cheat, steal, and murder. Good people generally tell the truth, don't steal or murder, and usually act in a reasonably decent manner. Okay, so I'm going to skip down here. And they have some examples. Lawful good, true lawful. Always smiling, goody two-shoes, always helpful. You know the type, usually merchants, soldiers, etc. I don't know. Merchants can be a little sometimes. Neutral good. Foresters usually fit here. True neutral. Most thieves fit here. Chaotic good. Most elves fit here. True chaotic. Most animals and non-intelligent monsters fit here. Lawful evil. Most bad nobles or officials fit here. Yes, the bureaucrat who enjoys round papering your files that, your paperwork you've turned in correctly 10 times in a row and it gets lost, right? Neutral evil. Most bandits or outlaws fit in here. Chaotic evil. Most bad monsters are aligned thusly. Immoral. Con men and other tricksters fit for this category. Immoral evil. These are people who always try to hurt others for their own personal gain. Remember, there are always exceptions to the above chart. There's a third alternative for those characters who are neither truly evil nor truly good. They are those of an alignment who simply fall somewhere between. Simply put the prefix true before the alignment of the character, as in true neutral, which, by the way, is the usual alignment for most thieves. So there's all the basic stuff except for rolling up the money. All right. And how to gain experience, which we'll talk about. Character's money and buying stuff, outfitting your character, all that good stuff, what that might look like. And then we have movement, and we get into melee and combat. That there's how weapon damage works in this game. Reach is a thing. So the combat in this game is a little more detailed than what you would be used to in traditional D&D. So that's going to be fun to demonstrate and talk about. So we will get there because my goal is to figure out a way to solo play an adventure with you guys. Of some sort, So, saving throws, it's got all that stuff. So think about what kind of character you would make using the races that have been outlined. Just know there's more. There's so many more. And there's so many more classes. Some of them are so cool. But you got to start somewhere. And sometimes simple is best. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you're thinking, guys. Have a good one. Bye.